Guys, what's up? Thank y'all for joining me back for our midday pop in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to go ahead and tap on that like button. You know the show is going to be good, right? Nevertheless, everything said in the video is alleged in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on in. Let's jump on in. Okay. So we got some stuff that we gotta talk about. Because Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the madam for Epstein, you guys, she is trying to testify. I think she's trying to get out of jail. Y'all know she's been locked up for a little bit now. But it says that Maxwell offers to testify before Congress on the Epstein SEX trafficking scheme. So she is now ready to speak. Before she did not want to speak, honey. You couldn't pay her to speak. But now she is ready to speak because I feel like she's ready to get out. She's been having a hard time behind jail. I was reading up on some stuff. She's been getting beat up a lot, and people have been targeting her because of her support for, at the time, Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all know he is alleged to have taken his life while he was locked up awaiting trial. Okay, now she's already been sentenced, but let's go ahead and see what they have to say. According to K Fox 14, all right, this is her in the picture with Epstein. So let's get into what it's saying. So the Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend and co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, has signaled that she would be willing to testify before Congress regarding the part that she played in facilitating the SEX trafficking of underage girls. I'm sorry. Maxwell was convicted in 2022 for child SEX trafficking charges and is currently serving 20 years in prison. Now, she is the only person to be convicted of charges related to Epstein's SEX trafficking scheme involving 1,000 victims. Now, Epstein, who unalived himself in a jail cell in 2019, faced accusations of flying underage girls to his private island, Little St. James, and forcing them to engage in sexual acts with Epstein's friends and business associates, okay? Y'all know Diddy, if he would have been found guilty of the SEX trafficking, he would have been looking at that kind of time as well, because they don't play about that. All right. Now, despite the rumors, Ghislaine was never offered any kind of plea deal. A source close to Maxwell told the Daily Mail, it says that she would be more than happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. So she didn't want to talk before. I think that prison time is starting to weigh on her, and she's starting to think about, okay, listen, I ain't going to be able to get up out of this. I'm probably going to be sitting here for a very, very long time. Now, Maxwell's willingness to testify before Congress comes as the Department of Justice and Federal Bureau of Investigation released a memo last week, which stated that there was no evidence that Epstein possessed a client list or had blackmailed prominent individuals who engaged in illegal SEX acts with minors. It goes on to say that we did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Now, it says that the joint memo has garnered sharp backlash from Donald Trump's strongest supporters, some of which, such as conservative media personality Megyn Kelly, have blamed Attorney General Pam Bondi for botching the investigation. Now, she is the reason that things are unraveling around the story right now, that virtually all Republican Party cares about. It says that it also is true that FBI Director Dan Bongino and FBI Director Kash Patel had questions about Epstein before they took office, before they went to the FBI. So as you guys can see, I'm going to read all this. You guys can go back and read it at your leisure. It's at K Fox 14. All right. But Maxwell is saying that she wants to testify. She wants to tell her story now. Okay. They said that Maxwell has appealed her charges to the Supreme Court, arguing that she should have been exempt from facing prosecution based on a non-prosecution agreement made by Epstein in 2008 when he pled not guilty to 2 minor charges of prostitution. Okay. Now, the Trump administration must respond to Maxwell's appeal by July 14th. That was yesterday. We're going to see if that's happened. I haven't heard an update on that yet. This is after making 2 requests for extensions. Now, Maxwell's source shared that Maxwell could provide greater insight into the dealings of Epstein, which the Epstein files fail to reflect. Now, they're saying that these are files. They're saying here that the Epstein files failed to reflect something, but then the other day they're saying that there are no files. I feel like they don't want to release those files because of some of the prominent names that are listed on there, including Trump, who is the president currently. All right. Some other dignitaries, I feel like we already know about one of the prince's child up over there in England. His name was up on there, and he also paid out a settlement when he was found said to be found guilty in this case with Epstein as well. He was named as for one of the girls who said that she was assaulted by him, or is he actually assaulted, or he did something inappropriately with her. She talked about that. And she named him in that as well. He paid out a settlement to kind of keep it hush hush. And since then, of course, you guys know the royal family has kind of ousted him and turned their backs on him because of the embarrassment that came behind that information. Now, it says no one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows, but it says that she remains the only person to be jailed in connection to Epstein, and that she would welcome the chance to tell the American public the truth. So I guess the question now is, why now? Why now would you want to come forward and talk about it after you've been, in jail since 2019? You've been in jail for a very long time now for this situation. And it was said that she kind of set the situations up with Epstein. She lured the girls in and put them in situations to where they were violated. So she was a co-conspirator, and she is serving 20 years for that crime. So we're going to see what happens because, I think she needs to stay in there, because you're a woman. How the hell do you sit back and put women in situations to where they are violated in that way by someone else? You were acting as his girlfriend, but you were really like a madam. And I said the same thing in the case with Diddy, KK Christina Corium. I feel like she was the Ghislaine Maxwell in Diddy's case. She's been named quite a bit of times where a lot of people have mentioned her and saying that she kind of set up situations. She set up rooms. She put certain drugianas in situations for women to be maybe violated in certain types of ways with Diddy. So I feel like she should have gotten time, but I feel she may have given some testimony in exchange to not serving any jail time, okay? As so many other people, I feel, in that case with Diddy did as well. They cooperated with the government in order to not serve jail time. So let's move on from this. We'll keep a bird's eye view on what's going on otherwise. Speaking of Diddy, let's get into an update that I found with him, okay? Because I feel like this is all something Diddy is doing in order to change the direction of what's up, Empress Radio. Thanks for being in the house. Y'all welcome Empress to the chat. Diddy is, I feel like he's doing this as an effort to sway the judge's decision in terms of how he will be sentenced. Y'all know his sentencing hearing is coming up October the 3rd. Y'all know he was trying to get out immediately after they found him not guilty of the trafficking and the other charges that were facing him, minus the prostitution for both Jane Doe and Cassie Ventura. All right. Now it says that according to the Jasmine Brand, says that Diddy reportedly is in therapy for drug use and domestic violence, or DV rather, while awaiting sentencing. Said that his path towards redemption. I don't feel like he's trying to be redeemed at all. I feel like it's all a ploy, just like his apology after the video of him abusing Cassie. I feel like Diddy only does what he needs to do to get what he wants. He's very manipulative. I feel like he's a liar. I don't think he's going to stop using any drugs. I do feel like if he does get out, he will continue where he left off in terms of prostituting women, disrespecting women, putting hands on women, putting fear in people in order to continue his enterprise. All right, let's continue. According to what the Jasmine Brand is saying, Diddy is reportedly working on himself while behind bars. Bullshit. Now, it said that according to TMZ, sources close to the situation say that the 54-year-old music mogul is currently enrolled in multiple self-improvement programs as he awaits sentencing. It says that that includes the STOP STOP program, which focuses on preventing sexual assault and DV or dating violence. It says that and the Dr. Harry K. Wexler drug abuse treatment program. He's doing all of that, and I don't feel that he is going to stop. Now, it says that the outlet reports that Diddy began the drug treatment last year. How did he do the last? See, let me finish. Before his arrest, says that and has continued while in federal custody. Says that one source called his current efforts his path towards redemption. Says it previously reported that Diddy was found not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering charges, but was convicted on 2 counts of transporting prostitutes for sex. It says that he is set to be sentenced, as I just told you guys, October 3rd. Now, my question is this: if you were enrolled in this since last year, you haven't done anything since then, because when they arrested you at the hotel, there was pink cocaine and other drugs in the hotel then. So my question is, I feel like he's doing that, setting himself up to make it appear kind of like how Karen Huger did when she got convicted of all of those DUIs and she knew she was going to court. She wanted the judge to look at her in a different light, or maybe be easy on her, which I feel like is what Diddy is doing here. Y'all know Karen went to drug rehab the month before it was time for her to go to court. I feel like Diddy is doing this as well. He knew that he was in trouble. He knew, I feel like the feds were watching him. He knew they kicked his door in and all this other stuff going on. So he rushed to rehab to make it seem like he had this drug problem. That's one of the things that he did and or talked about whenever the video of him abusing Cassie in that hotel room or in that hallway of the hotel. The first thing he did was said, I was in a dark place. I was high out of my mind. I was on drugs. I was this, I was, going through a very dark time. So he was placing the blame for his behavior and his inconsistencies on a drug use to make the public pity him when he is the actual abuser. So in this case, I feel like he put himself, maybe he did go and sign up for rehab. I feel like he took it seriously? No, because he was still using. He still had those drugs on him when they arrested him at the hotel. That's already been verified. We don't have to say allegedly, but I'll do it because we love to be cute. Anywho and anyway, he will be sentenced on October the 3rd, and I hope that the judge gives him the maximum jail time that he can get behind this. His attorneys are asking for as low as 23 months, if that, but I hope that they can give him up to 5 years for each crime. Is it 10 years? I want to say it's 5 or 10 years for each crime. He has been found guilty of 2. So if they give him 10 here, 10 here, plus that's 20. I feel like Diddy needs to sit for a while. There are people who's been abused under his hand. I feel like that they are afraid of him being out because he may retaliate against them for cooperating with the feds and or giving testimonies. I know of 5 that have already said, hey, we are afraid. If he gets out, we know he's coming for us. Aubrey Auday, who was with Danny Kane, and said she's going to leave the country because she does not want Diddy coming for her, because she too has been cooperative with the feds as well. So do I feel like Diddy is on the road to any redemption? I do not. I feel like he's on the road to want to get out so that he can continue the mess that he has started. All right, let's continue. This is our last topic. Child, with Ariane, Coleslaw, Curry, and Martell. They stay on the bullshit. Now, I kind of touched on this a little bit in my live earlier for Car Chronicles. But I do want to go back and look at some of this because Martell is kind of capping for her. I feel like Martell is trying to get Ariane on this damn show by any means necessary to make it appear that they're in a relationship. Do I feel like he's going to ever take her seriously? No. She brings nothing to his life. She has nothing going on with her life. Every business that she's tried to start, it has not gone anywhere. Martell needs a woman in his life that's strong, because he is not. He needs somebody that's going somewhere, that's doing something, kind of like how Melody Cherie was when he and Mel were married, which is why he chose to marry her when he dropped down on one knee during Melody's graduation in college. I feel like was it college, high school, whatever. He wanted to marry her right away because he didn't want her to slip away. She was a great woman. She had her head on straight. He knew she was going places. Whereas Ariane, who has dropped out of medical school and she really doesn't work. She don't really have anything going for her. Melody is kind of still going in leaps and bounds. She's still doing well with her 7th Avenue beauty. She is getting ready to be in a new movie. She's doing what she needs to with her children. She's still traveling. She's on vacation. She may be dating. We don't know. She's not shared that yet. But when she is ready to do so, I'm pretty sure that it will be as authentic and not like this shit that we see on my screen right now. I feel like Martell is using Ariane in order to get her on the show for a second check because they're both broke. He is definitely broke. I don't feel like Martell is in any way, shape, or form going to ever marry Ariane. I feel like it's all for the basis of getting her on this show for a storyline, because he don't have one. He can't speak on Melody Cherie after she's asked on not to speak on her after she's no longer on the show. So the next best thing is to get Ariane on there, as he was trying to say in previous seasons that he wants to share his real life. He wants to share his real life. Well, his real life is seeing other women. I feel like Ariane may be okay with Martell seeing other women. If you guys remember a few lives back when she went live to say, if any of you women want to talk to my baby daddy, just reach out to him and he'll talk to you. So do I feel like she is, that she cares that Martell have other women? No, I don't. I feel like she's never going to leave him alone if he does get serious with someone, because she's holding that baby as leverage over his head. He does not pay her child support. I feel like she will probably run to try to ruin his life if he gets serious with someone else and marries someone else. But the two of them, do I feel like they would make it as a couple if they were together? I do not, because she doesn't bring anything to his life. Nothing. She ain't got no money. She ain't really got nothing. She ain't got no car. She's really staying in his house that he can't sell or rent. So it's like the two of them are just like thugging it out. I feel like she does the things to him that he likes sexually. So he kind of keeps her around for that. Upon what we heard from last season, where Marceau, not that we believe everything he says, but Marceau did say that that Ariane was in some situations where threesomes were ran on her. I feel like Martell does have a freaky side, and he probably, like Diddy, like to see his, his woman or someone that he claims in those positions, to where somebody else may be in the bedroom. Ariane has also publicly said that Martell like men. We've also heard it from Tisha. So maybe this is a side that she, she's the type of person who is willing to keep his secrets. She's also verbally said that she and Martell could be in jail for a very long time for the things that they've done together and the things that they've hidden. She's, of course, harassed Melody. She's bullied Melody. She's talked about Melody's children. Why Martell would want to be with someone who has vocally been openly talking about his children in the way that Ariane has, in terms of saying they look like aliens and other types of creatures or whatever, saying that they don't look normal and all these other things. Weird. So let's get into what was said, because I showed you guys before, whenever I posted the video. Matter of fact, I posted it last night on all of my platforms so that you guys can see it. Martell has spoken up. I feel like this is all a game and a ploy in order to make Carlos King change his idea of not wanting Ariane on the show. You guys remember he said he does not want to work with Ariane. She's too disrespectful. She's too mouthy. I don't think the cast want her around because she knows all of their business. She knows Tisha. She knows Marceau. She knows Marceau's been out cheating. As you guys know, she did that interview with Shan, with Martell, and she kind of pulled out some things that maybe they don't want to talk about, which that will also be spoken about this season as well. That interview, the infamous interview with Shan and Martell and Ariane. So I feel like Carlos doesn't want Ariane on the show because it may be too much. And of course, the cast, from what I hear, they have to agree with anyone that's going to be on the show that they can be on the show and coexist on the same show with them. I don't feel like they want to film anything with Ariane. The only time she's ever really been on the show was her voice when she was talking to Martell about the paternity of Knox. Okay, y'all remember that. She is very low class. I feel like she's trying to fit in a space that she doesn't belong. She wants to be famous very bad, just like Martell does. I feel like Martell really thinks that he is famous. He's infamous in terms of being on the show. I think he's a dumbass for losing someone like Melody, because I don't think he's going to find anybody else quite like her. I feel like his reputation has been damaged being on this show, and I think that he is upset and will forever hate Melody for bringing their infidelities to the network, to the show, because he kind of did get bruised a lot from that. He lost a lot of deals. People didn't want to work with him, and other women who saw him as being so fine, at which you still have a few pygmies that look at him and be like, oh my God, he's so fine. But on the flip side, women are starting to wake up and be like, you know what? This motherfucker ain't shit. And anybody else that is praising this type of behavior that Martell has, because he's manipulative as well. I feel like he's manipulating this situation along with Ariane, and he's using her in order to push this narrative. I don't feel like the two of them going to be married. I don't feel like they're really in a relationship. I feel like they fuck from time to time. I feel like that's what they're doing. And at the end of the day, I feel like she goes home and he does what he does. But let's continue, because he has been seen with many, many women since then. I mean, during the time that he's supposed to have been with her, because keep in mind, she's been with him 10, 15 years and not one ring, not even a mood ring, he's put on her hand. I mean, he gave her some braces. If that's the only silver that you guys want to talk about. He gave her some silver, but it was in her mouth to fix her fucking teeth. But anywho and anyway, let's get into this in terms of what Martell had to say, because Ariane, she posted this picture, and at the bottom of the picture, and I should have put that one up. Did I put it? Let me see. Let me stop sharing and let me put the other one up, because I don't want to jump the gun while we're talking about them. I want to put as much commentary on this as I can, because y'all know I know this shit like the back of my hand so far. All right, let's keep in mind, this is how Ariane used to look. Okay, yeah, this is how she used to look. This is how she used to look before she came in the middle of Mel and Martell's marriage. Okay, she was not nothing to look at, I promise you. All right, so I had to go back and dig up some stuff I had. Okay, hold on. All right. So anyway, let me go back and put this back up, because I can't be on here too long. This is supposed to be like a little pop in. All right. So on this picture, let's go ahead and share again, and we're gonna look at some of these damn comments and what the people had to say, because you got a lot of people feeding into this bullshit with Ariane and Martell. I really don't. I'm not buying it. Because I feel like if he was going to marry her, he would have. If she was the one, because she's put up with a lot of his shit. Okay, the police have been in their house, the whole nine. Okay, she's really kept his secrets. Like, he allegedly put his hands on her. She still stayed and didn't press charges against him because she didn't want to ruin his career or have him locked up, because he pays her bills and takes care of her. All right, I feel like he doesn't want her to work. She always says, "Oh, I can't work because people harass me." Well, I feel like you don't want to work. I feel like she doesn't want to work because she want to keep tabs on Martell. That's what I feel. But he does pay her bills, and he's broke as well. But let's get into this. Martell, after Ariane posted, and up under the picture says, my man. Okay, so she's, and then she added Martell, says, at Martell Hope. So she was, hey, letting him know that she was posting this picture. It is an old picture, as we all now know. It's the same picture in terms of, I want to say a year ago, whenever Ariane and Martell was seen out at some type of Christmas event or something like that, where it was freezing cold outside in Huntsville, and they did like a live sitting in Martell's truck. And that's when Ariane shaded Tisha, saying that Tisha, and this was after they did the interview with Shan. This is when Ariane was shading Tisha, saying that Tisha knows that Marceau be out cheating and that she doesn't give a fuck. And she was just really talking a lot of shit. But anyway, let's get into this. After Ariane put the my man, picture, so Martell then says here, as you guys can see, says that all these broken and mostly single women on here said that, baby, we gonna make it. If baby, we gonna make it, we gonna make it, we gonna make it. Y'all know the song Jadakiss, okay? We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Y'all know the song. All right, so he always says love always wins. Now, my mind goes back to the interview with Tasha K. When Tasha K asked, do you love her? Do you love Ariane? He could never say that. Now, that was not that too long ago, before whenever he did that interview with Tasha K. Tasha K kept asking him. She was trying to find out the basis of their relationship. She said, do you love her? Ariane, she carried your child. She's been there with you. She's been hanging out all this time. Do you love her? Martell says, no. That's the mother of my child. So he always said he didn't love her, but then he did turn around and say that he was going to always like protect her. Like if somebody had something to say about her, he wasn't going to let anyone say anything negative about her. So in that aspect, he's protective of her. But when it comes to loving her, I don't feel like he loves her. I feel like his heart is still with Melody. But I think he knows that Melody will never take him back because he's gone too far, and because it's that baby, and he's allowed Ariane to publicly and continuously disrespect Melody. So Melody is long gone. Melody ain't thinking about Ariane. Melody ain't thinking about Martell. She is doing what she wants to do, and she is happy, and she's moving on with her career. She done left the show. She ain't thinking about them. But I think Martell knows that he's going too far. If you guys remember when Martell said not too long ago that he was giving Melody Cherie 3 years. This was after the divorce. After Melody filed for the divorce and it was finalized and she went back to Rogers, Martell was saying he was giving Melody 3 years to come around, to come back to him, for them to get their relationship back on track. So he was still hoping, during the time that he was still messing with Ariane, that Melody would come, and he said he wanted to come back to her senses, like she was somebody crazy for divorcing him after he done cheated multiple times and had a whole side baby. So he was still hoping, wishing and hoping that Melody would come back to him and that they could rekindle that, because he said he would only go back for the children. But I feel like his heart was still there in a weird, abusive type of way. Okay. Do I feel like he genuinely love her? No. I feel like he likes the limelight. He likes to be able to stand up there beside her and the attention that it gets him. Martell didn't know how to dress prior to Melody. He wasn't smart. He didn't know how to handle business or anything like that. All of that stuff came from being with Melody. Even being on the show, his storyline revolved around her, their marriage, their children. So had he not been attached to Melody, we wouldn't even know who the fuck he is. This is the same nigga that cut grass for a living just to have shoes. So for him to now be standing on red carpets, that would not have been he would not have been able to do that had it not been for Melody Cherie. So let's get into this, not because of Ariana. I mean, where have you taken him since Melody gave you this fuck nigga? Like nowhere. Where have you taken him? Nowhere. But to your bedroom on those nasty ass sheets that's probably crunchy from y'all not doing no laundry because your broadcasters don't get paid until Love and Marriage Huntsville air. Okay. Yeah, till y'all get them shows. But anywho, so it says that all these, this is what Martell had to say, all these broken and mostly single women on here said that, baby, we gonna make it, we gonna make it, we gonna make it. Jada Kiss, love wins always. So not sure what he means by the love win always, but let's look at the replies. Because he's a little chatty something. Martell is like a little female, honey. He likes to clap back just like a woman in the comments. All right. So as you guys can see here, Martell says, at Martell Ho says, oh, you looking very beautiful too. Trying to say Ariana looks beautiful. Whatever. Okay. She gets no compliments over here from me because she's yeah, I don't even want to say. So this person here, what is this? Eros Hair Beauty says at Martell says, hello, I hope you embrace this message. Once you chose to step out on your wife and expose y'all's issues to the world, said the responses within the thread and others are normal. Said that the situation could have been handled differently, in my opinion, but that takes accountability and the willingness to let God lead. Said that your relationship with your baby mama will always be a slap in your ex-wife's face and the world, okay? Being how you got with her, you will never be accepted with Ariana as you were with Melody because of how you guys got into this situation. Ariana will never be received as Melody was. Even if you marry her, you will still not get the same reverence, okay, from your fans, if you have any, or the audience, okay, or just people, period. They're not going to do that because Ariana has gone too far and you've allowed it. And you sat back and let her publicly disrespect your wife, and you've done it as well. Let's continue. It says your relationship with your baby mama will always be a slap in your ex-wife's face. It says it was and still is important for you to take out time and remain single as you truly work on healing. It says that the trauma that's caused you to make poor decisions time after time. Now, unfortunately, we see a damaged man whom is deflecting by being in a relationship instead of healing, period. Yeah. And Martell may be one of those type of men who can't be alone because, you know, sometimes people jump right out of a relationship and got to have somebody here. I feel like Ariana is his comfort, is his safe space. And I feel like he keeps her around so that people won't be like, oh, Melody left you. Don't nobody want you. Ariana will always want him because what else would she do? She's still holding on to the fact that she feels Martell is going to make her famous. When she sees Martell, she sees a way to be famous. Because let's not forget all the shit she talked about him to blogger AL in all of those phone call conversations. Okay. She said, I could have been further in my life if I would have left Martell alone a long time ago. But here you are standing on the red carpet, smiling beside him like, you know, he's the best thing since sliced bread. Let's continue. Unfortunately, we see a damaged man who is deflecting by being in a relationship instead of healing. I truly pray for you because you're seeking love and gratification through women. But until God leads you, nothing is going to change. Come on, woman. Says step outside of yourself and give your life completely to God. Come on now. Said that you then will find what and who you seek to be. Because baby says that God don't bless mess, and he don't. And this is a whole mess on my screen. All right. Says, and that's exactly what you've created. Take care, and I wish you the best. So you read him down and told him, I wish you the best. You got 64 likes, and you deserve it. All right. This person says, at Martell, sir, laughing emoji. Another person here says that you stand that perfectly. Of course, we're not on the outside looking in. And of course, reality TV, social media doesn't help. So that we see brokenness and a rebound. Absolutely. So the true love doesn't act out in front of in the form of attention. So that God isn't pleased with that mess. Very important. We pray for your lost souls. Soon and very soon they receive Jesus and be blessed with the Holy Spirit. Everybody want them to get saved out here, child. I just want them to get counseling and therapy. Martell needs it bad. Martell needs it bad. He's still not over Melody. I don't give a hot damn what nobody got to say. Martell is not over Melody. And I feel like he's used Ariane from the very beginning, as I told you guys many, many times, in order to make Melody jealous. Melody didn't want to give him head, so he used Ariane. She was willing to do it. She was willing to dent up her braces and okay for Martell and anybody else, because we heard that she like trains. She's the choo-choo queen. Okay, she's the choo-choo queen. All right, so let's continue. This person here, a pygmy. How you know that man hasn't healed? We ain't even gonna read all that because we know he ain't healed. We know he ain't healed. You know why? Because he's still standing here beside this roach right here. This roach in a prom dress. All right, so let's continue. This person says, at Martell Holt, leave that woman alone. Said that you know your intentions are not honorable. You are a pathetic man. Ooh, they're going in on his ass. All right. Said, well, this is a social media platform. Please refrain from tagging because I'm not interested in your feedback. Child, they arguing in the chat. This is some stupid shit. Says this person here is telling Martell to help her get on the show. I believe that's what he's trying to do because Martell knows that. First of all, I told y'all Martell is not getting a lot of scenes in this new season from what I'm hearing. Martell is not getting a lot of scenes in this new season from what I'm hearing, and it's because he's not able to have Ariane on there full time. Now, if he did, they could bounce off of each other. She can get a check, and he could as well. But because he's not doing that, now he's had to go and kiss ass and make up with the Scotts because he's got to have fake beef with them now because he had this argument, and as I told you guys, they're piggybacking from the argument that they had at the picnic table where Martell was saying that he fucked Tisha and that he knew some other people that messed with her in college as well, and that Tisha was this loose individual. So now he's going back and forth with Marceau, and it's giving that they're having to play nice according to production in order for Martell to have some form of storyline because Carlos wants him on the show. You don't got shit going on. You don't have no businesses going on. Everybody else talking about businesses. Martell does not have that. He don't have the money to get his wine and everything else that he had going on up and running. Well, that's all he had going on. So he's just on the show making fake beef and fake apologies in order to get a check because he needs it. Martell then pops in right here again. Oh, you look very beautiful. Hold on. That's what we already read. Let's scroll down. Why is he still saying you're looking beautiful too? This nigga is so slow. How the fuck do you at yourself? Martell, you adding yourself? Oh, you look very beautiful too. Does he not know how to use social media? Well, he did teach, special ed. So I don't know. Maybe if he would have had his helmet on when he made that comment, maybe it would have, been posted the way it needed to because he is a little slow. All right. Yeah. You know, I'm convinced the nigga failed kindergarten and they ain't do nothing but color. So let's see. Lead on along. All right. So let's scroll down. Let's see what else. Let's see what other. This nigga is still adding himself. How slow are you, Martell? And he keeps doing it. Oh, you look very beautiful too. This nigga is slow. Okay. Nigga, you are slow. You are slow. Go lick some more windows like already. Still saying it. Look, here you go again. Damn, boy. Golly. You need to see the wizard for a brain already, Martell. Damn. And take Ariane with you. Because she definitely need one too. Because the fact that she's still fooling with you, and I don't give a damn if y'all do have a child together. That shit is stupid and twisted. All right, so let me get into, let's go ahead and read up on this last piece right here. And we got to go, child. I don't want to talk about these folk too much. Because, baby, when I tell you, they grind my gears. They grind my gears, Lord. All right, so let's get into this. Because ain't shit going on for this season too much. All right. A bunch of recycled storylines from last season. And pretty much, I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like the bloggers who kind of reported on this shit, I feel like they are bouncing off of what the bloggers have had to say since the show has been off. All right. I feel like it's some recycled bullshit, and they're pretty much bouncing off of what the bloggers have had to say. And stuff that's been going on social media. Tisha and Marceau, when they did their live and all this other bullshit, I feel like they are bouncing off of what bloggers have reported and or had to say. Now, according to Urban Bell, they said the drama ignites for Love and Marriage Huntsville, the super trailer. We already saw the super trailer. No, I will not play it since YouTube is kind of changing things around. But it said that the Love and Marriage Huntsville super trailer teases a season packed with explosive confrontations, emotional breakdowns, and deeply personal conflicts that remain unresolved. Now, Martell Holt finds himself battling public scrutiny once again, okay, in a fiery exchange with Marcel Scott. Both are accused of deceit and manipulation surrounding alleged infidelity by Martell once more. Okay, so he is still harassing Marceau into trying to admit that Tisha was very loose out there and that Marceau is still out in those streets cheating on Tisha. It says that this time Marceau faces renewed pressure as whispers of his involvement with a younger woman. Says that Martell and his paramour interviewed last year. That will be Shan. Y'all know who that is. Now, despite see how they brought that, all this social media stuff, and that's what Marceau was saying in his live with Tisha, when he and Tisha went live at their home. Said that what they didn't want was for social media to be feeding into the show, that production was going to reach back and get scenes and things and happenings from social media like Instagram and other things that's going on and things that's reported by bloggers that appear to be, you know, some real hot news and make it into a storyline for the show to make it juicy. Now, they said that despite hosting a sit down with Martell and Marceau to de-escalate the tensions, Maurice confronts Martell about allegations made against him. Because they said that Maurice was also doing threesomes with Shan and Maurice. I said that this includes some very scathing and personal questioning from Maurice, an effort to get Martell to confirm or deny the allegations. And that is when Maurice was asking Martell what his penis looked like since he was in the room when said alleged threesome took place. All right. A mess. We already know that Ken and Marquez, we already know that their storyline is going to be fake because of the paperwork in their divorce, which was held up whenever Trish put some inaccurate information in the paperwork saying that they did not have minor children. That's already been confirmed. I told you guys that this morning, but they are still riding that wave in terms of trying to make Marquez look crazy, like he's the liar in this situation when it's really Trish. So production is allowing that narrative to be spun for storyline's sake. All right. Of course, y'all know in the trailer and the highlights, it said that a tense showdown between Kimmy and Nell. Both women appear on the brink of a physical confrontation as they clash over comments made about their husbands and crossed a line. Now, Tisha Scott's involvement further inflames the moment. Later, they said we'll see Kimmy and Nell having to be separated while out by the pool. That's where they almost get into a fake fight, and I say fake, heavy on the fake. Adding even more friction, says Miss Wanda makes her return to the show. She returns after being sat down after a non-infamous altercation with at Destiny Payton's Madani grand opening. Y'all remember that re-opening when Wanda ran across Dale Honey and her dirty kids trying to fight Mel. All right, after Mel said her food was nasty. Says that as viewers recall, said that this is where Martell almost had a physical altercation with both Scott brothers, in which they did fight, I'm hearing, but production did not show it. Now it says, lastly, speaking of Destiny, said she's back with and engulfed in a new love triangle. So again, Carlos and production put her in a new triangle in order to give her a storyline. Why are we not hearing about the arrest? Why are we not hearing about this money, this $20,000 that she owes LeBerick? Why are we not hearing about the back and forth situation that she's having in real life? So now we're going to keep seeing relaunches and this fake threesome bullshit where it said that she was in this whole relationship with Lance when we've already found out that's not the case because Lance has a newborn child. Okay. Obviously, Lance was doing him. I feel like Destiny was getting her back crack occasionally, but were they in a relationship to where she could sit down on a camera and question him about who he was with and why he didn't tell her something when you weren't in an exclusive relationship? He didn't have to tell you shit, but that he was about to go get his peen wet by somebody that was not what you, girl. Now, in the trailer, she claims that she learned that Nell's son Lance had a baby with a woman from social media. Now, she said, despite this, the two sit down to talk things out. Destiny also appears to be going out on dates with a friend of Lance's as well. So, girl, who have you not slept with on the show? Who have you not slept with on the show? Because last season, we heard you and Martell have a little conversation where it sounds like something freaky deaky might have gone on between the two of you. Allegedly, okay? Where you talked under Martell's clothes saying he knows all about little D energy, and Martell says something to the tune of something about you would know that, and you know, y'all have to go back and watch it. But he kind of made mention of maybe Destiny and Martell may have had something going on. But let's go ahead and go down the line of who Destiny's been linked to on this damn show. Allegedly. Now, y'all know she was married to LeBerick. So from LeBerick, she was with Moses. Okay. From Moses, it said that she was with Lance. From Lance, it said that she was with Kimmy's son. From Kimmy's son, now it said that she may have been with Nell's nephew in addition to, and then it's also alleged that she may have messed around and did something with Martell. If you guys remember, Melody even implied that something inappropriate may have gone on between Destiny and Martell, and that she didn't trust Destiny with Martell. Why? And y'all remember Destiny kept saying, "Do you think I did something, Martell?" And da, 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 da. She continuously tried to apologize to Melody, but you know, a woman knows when some things are not right in her relationship. And Melody knows her husband, well, ex-husband now, and she's always stood 10 toes down on the fact that she felt that something inappropriate was going on between going on between Destiny and Martell. I wouldn't put it above them or behind them or under them or underneath them anywhere, child, because we all know that Destiny's been around all the women that Martell's ever been with, and I feel like she's keeping her eye on the prize and staying close. Like they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I feel like Destiny's keeping Martell close because she wants to know who he's messing with, okay? She wants to know anybody he's sleeping with. When it was said that he was messing around with Trish, she was all involved. She was giving Trish the 20 questions and giving her the eye and acting like she was real bothered by Trish possibly having something going on with Martell. Why would you care? Why would you care how many peen mouths he has? Why would you care where he lays his peen? It's weird. If you're just his friend, why would Martell be crying when he found out that you went to jail, Destiny? If y'all are just friends, like why? I ain't hear nobody else on the show say they were crying. I didn't even hear Lance or even Moses say he was crying during that time. He was loaning you money around that time. He didn't cry when he heard that LeBaron had your ass locked up and you went to jail. So I don't know, girl. But that's it and that's all. Okay. That's it and that's all. You guys can go and check all of that out on your own. Somebody said same storyline, new season. Says that maybe when they get honest with the audience about their real life experiences, lawsuits, etc. Said no apologies for the past treatments of one individual who left. Said that they're scattering for a newer audience. Yeah. Said in my Jamie, that's me voice. Shout out to her. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of people say they're not buying it. We have a few people saying they're going to blackout. Who knows, child? Do whatever you guys want to do. I'm not going to tell you to watch or not watch. Do what you want to do. It's your TV. You pay the cable. Who are me to judge? In my Andrew Caldwell voice. Who are me to judge? If y'all want to watch, child, do what you want. I'm not telling y'all what to do, what not to do. But baby, that thing right there, no ma'am. All right, but we're going to get on out of here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank y'all for supporting. Let's go ahead and do my thank yous to everyone. Thank you to my mods, first and foremost, Bill Wilson, KBR Tyra, Scorpion Miss, my backup mods, Rose Armstead, True TV Podcast, and of course, our newest backup mod, Sweet Essence. Thank you guys for being here, doing an awesome job. Thank you to all the content creators. I did see the homie, Empress Radio did stop by here. Thanks for stopping by and supporting Empress Radio. Y'all show her some love. Thank you so much. If Schoolboy's in the house, thanks for being here. Thanks, Purple Unicorn, for being here. Thank you, Miss Hills ATL, Girlfriend Chronicles, Sunny Days. Thank you for being here. Simple Mom Family TV, just off the top of my head, just those is usually here. Who else? Astute Queen B. I know she says she's always in the bushes if she's not in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Did I miss anybody? I hope not. All right, let's get on out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Purple Unicorn, I said, Michael Bird, thanks for being here, Michael Bird, if you're in the house as well. Thank y'all. Love you guys down. Enjoy your day. Until the next one, bye.
When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Go, You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.